What is the strongest predictor of long-term relationship success? Choose one of the answers below. A. Physical attraction. B. Shared values. C. Financial stability. D. Frequent travel together. If you chose physical attraction, attraction sparks the fire, but without emotional fuel, the flame soon fades. Many couples confuse chemistry with compatibility, only to realize that passion without purpose often turns into frustration. If you chose shared values are like having the same compass in life. When storms come, both partners sail in the same direction, creating resilience and harmony. This is the foundation of true love that lasts decades. If you chose financial stability, money may reduce stress, but wealth without emotional intimacy often feels like an empty mansion. Many relationships built only on financial security end up lonely at the top. If you chose frequent travel together, travel adds excitement, but it's like decorating a house without building strong walls. Beautiful memories matter, but without core alignment, trips turn into temporary escapes, not lifelong bonds. Which love language often creates the deepest emotional bond? Choose one of the answers below. A. Receiving gifts. B. Quality time. C. Words of affirmation. D. Acts of service. If you chose receiving gifts, gifts create joy in the moment, but over time they risk becoming a distraction. A diamond may sparkle, but it cannot hug you when you're anxious at 2 a.m. If you chose quality time, time is the ultimate proof of love. When someone invests hours, laughter, and silence with you, it becomes an emotional bank account of trust. These moments weave intimacy stronger than any material present. If you chose words of affirmation, words can inspire, heal, and uplift. But without consistent actions, they sometimes feel like empty poetry, beautiful but fragile. If you chose acts of service, acts of care show reliability, but when done without emotional closeness, they may feel like a checklist. Love needs warmth, not just chores done. What is the biggest red flag in a new relationship? Choose one of the answers below. A. Receiving gifts. B. Quality time. C. Words of affirmation. D. Acts of service. If you chose over-texting in the first week, too many texts can feel overwhelming, but sometimes it's just excitement. It becomes a problem only if it hides insecurity or control. If you chose lack of respect, disrespect is the poison of love. Without respect, passion turns toxic, arguments become wars, and affection feels unsafe. Respect is love's oxygen, you can't breathe without it. If you chose moving too fast, quick intensity feels magical, but like fireworks, it often burns out quickly. Real love grows like a tree, steady roots before blossoms. If you chose being overly romantic, romance feels beautiful, but when exaggerated, it can mask deeper issues. A flood of roses can hide an empty heart. What is the most important foundation of trust in a relationship? Choose one of the answers below. A. Transparency. B. Surprises. C. Strong physical intimacy. D. Social approval. If you chose transparency, being open with feelings and intentions builds a safe emotional playground. Trust thrives where secrets die, and transparency keeps the heart calm and connected. If you chose surprises, surprises feel exciting, but they are like fireworks, beautiful but temporary. Without honesty, even the biggest surprise can feel empty. If you chose strong physical intimacy, physical closeness strengthens bonds, but without honesty, intimacy becomes shallow. The heart wants safety, not just touch. If you chose social approval, friends and family support is valuable, but trust must first grow between two hearts, not a crowd. What often keeps love alive after many years together? Choose one of the answers below. A. Consistent communication. B. Expensive gifts. C. Perfect physical appearance. D. Competing with other couples. If you chose consistent communication, talking honestly and often is like watering a plant. Love wilts without it. Couples who share thoughts daily build a fortress of intimacy. If you chose expensive gifts, luxury can thrill for a moment, but without emotional closeness, even diamonds lose their shine. If you chose perfect physical appearance, beauty can catch the eye, but only kindness and care capture the soul. Looks fade, but character grows deeper. If you chose competing with other couples, trying to look perfect in public creates pressure. Real love isn't a performance, it's private peace. What is the biggest strength of couples who last a lifetime? Choose one of the answers below. A. Shared humor. B. Constant agreement. C. Matching fashion styles. D. Social media posts. If you chose shared humor, laughing together is like glue for the heart. Couples who can turn stress into laughter build a love that storms cannot break. If you chose constant agreement, always agreeing sounds peaceful, but real love grows when differences are respected, not erased. If you chose matching fashion styles, dressing alike may look cute, but it doesn't guarantee emotional closeness. Outfits fade, but emotional bonds last. If you chose social media posts, posting love online may look shiny, but it doesn't replace private moments of tenderness. True love thrives offline. What is the biggest secret of emotional intimacy? Choose one of the answers below. A. Vulnerability. B. Constant compliments. C. Buying gifts. D. Agreeing on everything. If you chose vulnerability, opening your heart without a mask creates the deepest bond. When you dare to show fears, flaws, and dreams, your partner feels trusted, and trust becomes unshakable love. If you chose constant compliments, sweet words are lovely, but if they are used too often without depth, they can lose meaning and sound mechanical. If you chose buying gifts, presents bring joy, but without emotional sharing, they can become a shallow substitute for love. If you chose agreeing on everything, constant agreement avoids conflict, but real intimacy grows through honest differences and resolution. What keeps passion alive in long-term love? Choose one of the answers below. A. Novelty and shared adventures. B. Perfect routine. C. Avoiding conflicts. D. Financial planning. If you chose novelty and shared adventures, doing new things together ignites the brain's excitement centers. Shared adventures bring adrenaline, laughter, and bonding that refresh passion again and again. If you chose perfect routine, routines provide safety, but too much predictability kills desire. Love needs both comfort and surprise. If you chose avoiding conflicts, avoiding arguments may feel peaceful, but it often hides unresolved issues. Passion grows from authenticity, not silence. If you chose financial planning, planning secures the future, but it cannot spark butterflies in the stomach. Numbers don't create romance, experiences do. What is the healthiest way to handle arguments in a relationship? Choose one of the answers below. A. Active listening. B. Silent treatment. C. Blaming. D. Shouting louder. If you chose active listening, hearing your partner fully with empathy turns conflict into connection. Disagreements then become a bridge, not a wall. If you chose silent treatment, silence may seem calm, but it's actually emotional distance that pushes partners apart. If you chose blaming, pointing fingers creates defensiveness, not solutions. Blame burns trust. If you chose shouting louder, raising the volume doesn't raise understanding. Yelling only fuels emotional fires. What builds the deepest loyalty in a relationship? Choose one of the answers below. A. Reliability. B. Jealousy. C. Constant flattery. D. Shared friends. If you chose reliability, being dependable creates emotional safety. Knowing your partner will show up keeps loyalty alive even through storms. If you chose jealousy, some think jealousy proves love, but it actually comes from fear. It cages love instead of setting it free. If you chose constant flattery, compliments are sweet, but when overused, they lose authenticity and start feeling manipulative. If you chose shared friends, having the same circle helps, but loyalty comes from one-on-one commitment. Thanks for watching.